Welcome to the premiere episode of That Fitbaw Show with my co-hosts and guests Oscar Grant, Andrew Cook
Yep.
and Daniel Davenport, who currently has no idea what's going on. It took that long to set this meeting up. He's confused. He's got dementia and he's in a care home in his 90s.
Yeah, 2015 New Year, because you can't learn technology.
Oh my god. I'm bloody hopeless with technology. Now, Andrew thought it was a great idea.
I was hoping in the 50 years it took you that you might have gone to technology school, but
I've got my daddy all that shit. Now, Andrew thought it was a great idea to play with PS4s, racing on Grand Theft Auto while talking about football. If it couldn't have been challenging enough. Right, so
Yeah.
this is getting made on a Monday and a Friday because the Monday can cover the weekend football and the Friday can cover the rest of the week's football. So, Andrew, you've put me off there. That's your fault.
Sorry.
Such a dick.
Could be worse. Could be George saying about Sunderland how it's a massive club.
See, to be fair,
And that's a whole different debate.
Sunderland does have a dedicated football following, right? But it's met to the point of, like, it's not a massive club. Like, we support Manchester City. If I remember rightly, Oscar supports Liverpool, didn't you?
Yeah.
And I support the Celtic, as you can quite clearly tell, the better club.
And Dan supports Man United.
oh no, I don't. I support Man City.
Oh,
Yeah, if
As
we
I-
supported
why?
Man
I
United,
made that mistake once, didn't I?
see if Daniel supported Man United, that would be getting mentioned first, so he could get the fuck slagged at him. I mean, Celtic are not doing too great in the Premier League up here, but fucking hell,
Right.
the amount of money that Manchester United's got.
Big time from the blonde guy here. Aaron, can you please explain that you thought that Celtic could beat Manchester City right this instant?
Well, I never said right this instant, but
whoa.
the English Premier League obviously isn't that impressive this season. Look who's top of the league. Tottenham Hotspur, who get pumped
they're great
10-2 off a fucking, what do you call them? Bayern Munich. I forgot their name there. Oh shit! This is a confusing track. But so Tottenham get pumped and they're top of the league. So how the hell does that work?
Top of the
It's
Scottish League.
unpredictable, isn't it?
Sorry. Just let me remind everyone here. Who's being beat by Rangers?
Say what?
Who's top of the Scottish League? Sorry.
Yeah.
Way to take a fuck to yourselves. Usually like fucking 12 places behind Leicester. Leicester's pish. They're actually doing alright this season, but
I never
Not
realised
really.
the season-
Not really. They have won the league once, to be fair.
aye, but the thing is,
That's true.
if somebody's won, like, if Scotland went and won the World Cup once, I wouldn't be telling you Scotland's the greatest fucking national team in God's green earth, you know?
Yes, you would.
Yes,
Yes, you would.
So that's a lie. That is a lie. Let's go,
Yeah, come on, don't lie,
guys! Everybody would be like, oh, I should never even fucking qualified. That was a good qualification, but
The day I see Scotland winning the World Cup
well,
with John McGinn's great nephew lifting it, no.
yeah, you have to admit something. As a bunch of English cunts, right? You have to admit something. Scotland does have a fairly fucking good squad at the current moment.
You have 3 good players.
Well, London Dykes is a cracking striker. You've got John
He
McGinn.
holds the ball up well. I wouldn't say he's a great striker.
I think he's a fantastic forward for Livingston, and he's a great forward.
Who?
He's definitely earned his place in the Scotland squad.
He suits the style of play, definitely.
Who? Sorry, who?
Lyndon Dykes.
Lyndon Dykes.
It's like, you wonder, right? People say that about Lyndon Dykes, but you wonder.
Died.
You look at the England squad. Now, England, I must admit, have actually got quite a talented squad. They're shite, but they got a bit of talent on them. So they've got people like, they've got people like Harry Kane, right? He is a talented goal scorer, but the problem with
Jadon Sancho would
Marcus
use
Rashford.
Pikeys, whatever his name is, to wipe his ass. What's his name? Lyndon Dykes.
Lyndon Dykes, I
The
think, is
guy-
a cracking striker.
Yeah, he would be in England's 48 senior team.
Haha, you're funny.
Would he Al?
I actually think he's a very good striker. But my
Yeah, for
favourite in
Scotland,
that whole
but-
squad is John McGinn. If it's
You have
not
three
Andy
good
Robertson,
players.
it's John McGinn.
McGinn, Tierney, and Robertson.
They are great fucking players. I do like
McGregor's a really good player.
young Callum McGregor.
Hmm.
Do you know he came feast of us?
Did he?
Aye. He went to
Bloody
Loch
hell.
End High. I know a few people that went to school with him. They say they were like, ah, he's just the way he is just now, and he's somebody that like playing football. You know what I mean? Knowing that you could be signed by Celtic if that's who you wanted to be signed by was definitely what you were doing. That didn't make any sense there, but fuck it. I mean,
So go on then, Aaron. Talk us through that 4-1 loss.
Oh,
I never even watched it. I was like, I cannot be fucked watching them. I've hardly watched watched a minute of Celtic this season.
I'm going to be honest. I saw the last goal, the fourth goal, and that shows how terrible you are at the moment.
It's, the point is, like, what the fuck is going on, right? I see, everybody's crying for Neil
Hang
Lennon.
about 1 second. Sorry to interrupt you.
oh,
If we're talking about losses in Europe, Oscar, mate, 2-0, yeah?
Yeah. Hey, we didn't. To be fair, that was deserved. Like, we didn't register a single shot on target. So
What was
how
it
can
that
you
they
win a
beat after
game?
that Dutch team, didn't it? No, Danish, sorry.
Atalanta.
Oh no, did they beat
Italian.
after Atlanta?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I love that Danish side, Atlanta.
What are you talking about?
Just like
Somebody
Lee-
thought
just
Gordon
like-
Ramsay was
just like-
fucking English.
Just like Aaron's cousin thought that Erling Haaland was actually English.
What cousin?
Liam.
oh,
What?
Liam in the chat
Is that
earlier
a
thought
burn
that
there?
Erling Haaland
Aaron?
was English.
Technically, he could be, though, Andrew.
Technically, he is,
You
but
know.
he's not.
Well, theoretically, where was he born?
That's true. That's true.
No, we're not starting this whole debate of
If he was born in England, he's English.
where you classify that place, but you can't classify it now.
I
Let's
think,
debate again.
Aaron, I think he identifies as Norwegian, so I think, you know,
If he identifies in a
whilst
region,
it's
that's
technically
fair.
true, Andrew has got a point.
I mean, that's fair, right? But now you've got that, but on our passports, it'll say British citizen, right? Well, yours
No,
got, you were
he's
born in Germany,
Norwegian.
but
I wasn't born in Germany, but whatever.
you're born in Germany. For the sake of this conversation,
Was
born
it?
in Germany. Shut up.
Oscar wasn't born in Germany.
Fucking Robbie was born in Germany, boy. Oh,
I think you got me and Robbie mixed up there.
Just a bit.
I'm going to my fucking bed.
And that is the end. Bye, guys.
Bye. Fuck
I
off.
mean, to be fair, I've got a German parent, so you could use that as an example. Like,
Well,
I've got
that's
two
the thing.
nationalities, but
Well, the Irish
so
government.
Erling Haaland
says-
can have two nationalities.
The Irish government says if you can prove you get Irish ancestry, you can get hold of an Irish passport, which will be the same concept for you.
Yeah.
But, if you're born
Yeah.
somewhere, if you're born in such a country, your nationality is that country, but you can still identify as such another nation. And I've just confused every cunt. But I mean, enough away for fucking nationalities and all that. I mean, apart from the fact that Scotland has been stuck with another fucking English team in the group again.
Talking of national teams,
I
who
know.
do you guys think is going to win the Euros and the World Cup?
Belgium, for me.
I think but the thing is, if England's going to beat Belgium, I don't think Belgium will do fuck all.
I reckon it'll be like Belgium or probably France, you know, because their squad is
Or
just
France.
Oh, France fucking rips teams apart.
If I had to pick three, it would be Belgium, France, and England.
England had a quite an easy run in the last World Cup. They had Panama. Fucking Panama.
And Sweden and yeah.
all games are hard games, lads.
Unless it's against fucking Montenegro.
You have to win them. So
Exactly. Right, so Aaron thinks that Glasgow, Ayr, and Falkirk will win the World Cup. Cool.
And Strathclyde.
Yeah.
Strathclyde. There's not even a Strathclyde fucking football club.
Aye, but you can make one up for the sake of it.
Aye.
Why
well,
not?
There is that. Well, people do support fucking Tottenham Hotspur, don't they? So everybody's like, yes.
Yeah, we agree with you.
I don't get that, right? No, this is the main thing I did want to talk about. Clubs, like obviously big clubs, you'll get Celtic, Tottenham Hotspur, Manchester United, Manchester City, and teams like that, right? And Liverpool, but
Right.
I can't really include Liverpool in this one because they done something. Clubs will spend a fucking fortune.
Here we go. We bought the league.
I mean,
waiting for it, yeah.
they'll pay through the nose for silly players like Manchester United paid 50 million for Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah.
Aaron Wan-Bissaka isn't worth that amount of money. And absolutely nobody can change my fucking mind. And then they bought Harry
Any
Maguire.
players, though, worth money.
They bought Harry Maguire for £85 million. Why? He's shite. And he's done nothing. Excuse me, I farted. Where did Oscar go?
Huh? Do you know?
Oh, there he is.
Where's the man? There he is.
I mean, so you've got teams like that pay. That's £135 million, right? And you look at that and think, how the fuck have they not even touched a cup? Like, they're getting humped left, right, and centre. And then you get Manchester City. Not too bad. Spent a lot of fucking money. But they're doing no too bad in terms of winning and that. Well, the trophies considering they aren't too great, you know. But then you've got a team like Liverpool, right? Liverpool spent out of the fucking blue, and I really wasn't expecting it. They spent 75 million on Virgil van Dijk, which is a fucking bargain, you know. And they went and won the European Cup and won the league.
Yeah.
So I don't understand how clubs can go and spend so much money and do absolutely fuck all. What do you think about that?
This here, guys, is you seeing Aaron express his jealousy about the Scottish League being poor.
No, the Scottish League. Well, the Scottish League is a bit. But you know, it's the point. It's the same thing, right? Because a lot of your smaller clubs in England, right, are suffer the same fate. Say you'll get. Obviously, Andrew, you're for Durham, so say we'll go Durham City or something like that. The Durham City Football Club's got about fucking say just for talking sake, stadium's got about 10,000.
My actual hometown, which is Darlington, I'm not sure if you guys knew, because
It's County Durham, right? Fucking we'll go Darlington then.
I'm from Darlington.
He's got Man City top on.
Yeah, because it's not Man City. I'm from Darlington, right? Their ground, when they were in the conference, held 25,000 people. It was a really nice stadium. I've been there once or twice. That's because the owner Darlington had was just mega, just wasteful with the money. Like, you got a stadium, had a plan. The plan didn't go well, so I think they've sold the stadium now, and they're playing in like a much smaller stadium because they're in the lower leagues of English football. We're in the Football League. But a team like that went from there to down, have been replaced with teams like Lincoln, who have worked their way up from lower leagues up to League One, the Championship.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a matter of time and see that sort of thing again, like teams who have got like Leyton Orient went from the Football League to Conference.
They
Barnet.
Harrogate Town as well.
Harrogate Town.
Yeah, exactly.
But this is the thing, right? You go
like Notts County, the oldest football club in England.
I remember in page 12 they had Sven John Oakson, didn't they? And had like Sol Campbell.
Yeah.
I'm like, we're going to reach this
league. He lasted like 3 months, didn't
he?
Yeah.
I mean, you've got. So, anyways, I was saying there about the smaller clubs. Say we'll go Darlington or something like that. I'll go Notts County. I mean, there you go.
Bolton.
Bolton's actually got quite a big stadium. I've drove past Bolton Stadium. It's actually quite a big stadium. It's bigger than Rugby Park anyway.
Yeah, true.
You know, what is Bolton Stadium? It holds about 30,000, isn't it? I'm going to be really disappointed if it holds less than 20 or 30, because it looks massive.
You what?
Bolton Stadium attendance. What is it?
Capacity. I don't know. I'll look for you.
Oh, there you go.
I'm going to guess like 25, 30,000.
It's the information guru right here, Dan Davenport.
If you want your stats, lads, go to him.
Google is key.
Statman Dan.
Statman Dan.
If you know, you know.
Ask Dan.
I know.
28,720. 28,000. Shut up! 28,723.
Right, now I'll cut that and just makes it like, we'll ask Dan, and he's like, 28,000. So he knows.
Yeah. Statman Dan.
Mm-hmm. So you've got that, right? You've got smaller clubs, say like Bolton, and you've got
the boss.
Like Kilmarnock. Quite a lot of people.
The boss.
What are you saying, Daniel?
I said
Very.
very. Oh, sorry, the bust.
Yeah.
Funny.
Aaron's like, what do I say to this?
So funny we forgot to laugh there, Daniel. I mean, so you've
It's a
got
shame it wasn't
smaller clubs.
Newcastle though.
I must say, actually, Newcastle are kind of shaking up a few people this season.
I mean, Crystal Palace, but
They beat
Yeah.
Palace 2-0 in the last like 2 minutes.
Joe Linton scored his first Premier League goal. Everyone.
Yay!
This season.
Yeah,
Champions
but
get
he
ice cream.
scored like 4 goals last
He
season.
scored two last season.
Yeah, come on, like for 45 million quid, you've got to have something there.
I know. Imagine like
They
we've
should have
got.
signed. Newcastle should have spent like.
Imagine being
Linton.
the person that authorised that transfer.
Mhm.
Imagine being that guy.
I think Newcastle could have, because obviously they've got Almiron, cracking little player from Atlanta in the MLS.
That maximum.
Saint-Maximin, yeah. They got him from Nice. But the thing is, they wanted a striker. They could have gone back to Atlanta and got that Martinez,
Yeah.
who was linked well with Almiron. So he would have flourished because he knows them and he knows how to play. But no, they spent 40 million on candle wax, it seems, with Joe Linton.
See, that doesn't always work, that concept where the two players that play well in one team buy them and play in the other. That doesn't always work.
That is true, but
Because we had
give it a chance,
we had Dundee United.
FC throws in January, let's go. No.
Because we had the Dundee United, didn't we? And they had Gary Mackay-Steven and Stuart Armstrong. And together, they were fantastic. And then they were shite at Celtic, really.
Didn't you sign them at the same time?
I signed the two of them together. They were practically a package deal. They were playing that well together. We signed the two of them, and then it just never materialised.
I mean, Stuart Armstrong is decent, but Mackay-Steven, I don't know what happened to him. Like,
I think he was just
he's in the MLS, aren't he?
Oh, aye. Believe it or not, I'm sure he plays under Ronnie Dyler that signed him for Celtic. I seen something about it the other day. I was like, no, Ronnie Dyler.
I swear he plays for NYCFC, didn't he?
Aye, something like that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
People say that that's the retirement league, the Americans, but I think that's dead. Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, it is now. Come on. Maybe in the future it might change.
It's the money. They must pay through the fucking nose for players like that.
I mean, they had what? They had Ibra. They have Vela.
They had Gerrard.
They have Higuain.
They had Gerrard. They had Lampard.
Andrea Pirlo.
Yeah, exactly. They had Kaká as well.
Aye, he was fucking
Yeah. Streets will never forget. What a player.
I mean, I think you'll agree with me here. When obviously I'm roughly the same age as you, even though I just turned 23, you are like 2 or 3 years younger than me. You'll probably remember the cracking players that you used to get. Say like you got Kaká, young Ibrahimovic, Henrik Larsson,
Ronaldinho.
Adriano.
Exactly, all these sort of players, a young Ronaldo. You know, and Zidane. Zidane was a
oh my god.
Eto'o as well.
Zidane.
What
a player.
The grade of players has been lowered? I don't think
Definitely.
the players are as good as they were 20 years ago.
I mean, if you think about like this, like right now, obviously you've got like the young talent coming through, like the Haalands, the Felixes, the whoever. We're talking like in their prime right now.
I mean, who's a player in
Mbappe's
their
not in his
prime?
prime yet. Neymar, Ronaldo, Messi, they're out of the prime. They're in the peak of their career.
Yeah, but if you take Neymar, for example, right? Everyone says Neymar's brilliant. But is he really? Like,
No.
what's he
He
done
was,
since
but now
for
he's
PSG? Like,
He's got a bit of... It shows off a bit, but it doesn't make you a great player. I mean, Ronaldo does a bit of showing off, but he shows that
if you compare like Neymar is world class, right? People say Neymar's world class, and Zidane was a world class player in our like back in the day, like nowhere near the same players, like
can.
the same caliber.
I don't really like.
like
I never really liked Zidane, but you
But
can't
as a player, you can't
compare.
like.
you have to, like in terms of like strikers, like modern day strikers, you've got obviously Kylian Mbappe, you've got like Luis Suarez, you've got all that.
Yeah.
Maybe apart from Mbappe, none of them
A jetty.
would hand up hold a candlelight to Samuel Eto'o. In his prime for Inter, for Barca, Eto'o was just so clinical.
Drogba. As
Yeah,
well.
Drogba, you had Henry as well, and Bergkamp as well.
Van Nistelrooy.
It was
Van
quite
Persie,
unfair what he done
um,
to the Republic of Ireland when he put them out with the handball, but wow, what a fucking player Henry was, man. Do you know that was the last time Arsenal won the league in England?
What?
Was when Henry was playing for them in 2004.
yeah,
That team with
the
Arsenal.
golden year, wasn't it?
Aye, that was
They had
the
Perez,
invincible year.
Bergkamp,
Yeah.
Henry. They had the
What a
great
team
team.
that one.
They had
Okay.
Oh my god.
Question for Oscar and Dan, because I know Aaron's with his political views will say none of them are the best team in the league. Me. What do you think is the best ever team to play in the Premier League for an entire season?
Celtic. Yes, won the tag.
So you've obviously got the Invincibles,
Do you?
Liverpool
Yeah.
last season,
Is this
Man
Alex
City,
Ferguson,
Centurion,
United.
United's 99 season, Chelsea in 05. That's the five I can think of. Obviously, Arsenal's Invincibles, Liverpool last season, Man City when they got 100 points. Only team to do that this in the Premier League. Just saying, just saying, City,
I mean,
just putting that out there.
Oh, and which team is it that won it twice in a row, Andrew?
when you're
At Leicester, mate, best team in the league.
Oh,
Are you gonna go
yeah.
first, Dan?
You are.
I don't like watching a lot of English football because I think there's too much hype around about it. But I must say that Liverpool last season they won the league, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Jesus.
It was corrupt.
Of course it was.
I reckon.
Yes. You know.
Corrupt. Corrupt.
No, I mean, you've got
Yeah, I
it.
voted in your favour.
I think I'm gonna have to go with to answer your question, Andrew. I'm gonna go for Ferguson's United because they won it. Like they were consistent with it.
How many times did Ferguson
I'd go for
win
Leicester
that?
because I didn't expect it.
I reckon. Right, I'm gonna go Chelsea with the 05-06 thing. Because yes, they bought the league. Only team in the league to have done that. Just saying.
Shut
But
the fuck
the
up,
way they
Ellen.
played that season with the players they
Do
had.
you just say that City didn't buy the league?
I'm speaking. They had Robben, they had Drogba, they had Cech, Terry, Carvalho. That team just played amazingly under Mourinho. I love that team. I hate Chelsea, but I love that team, which is weird.
No, I mean,
No, I get you.
I must say, as much as I'm definitely not a Rangers fan, this season, quite impressive. I'm quite impressed at the way they're playing in Europe last season as well. But now they bought Kemar Roof, who you all know, top goal scorer.
He is on fire,
We
man.
heard this. We could all sound clip this and repeat it.
Very,
Just saying.
I'm very impressed. I've told many Rangers fans that I'm very, very, very impressed with Rangers' performance in the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, they have come
Last
back well.
season,
Steven Gerrard, yeah, of course.
I don't like Steven Gerrard, but I just think he's a knob. I just think he's a knob. After all that time, he's just like that. He loves Celtic, and then he goes to Rangers. That just makes no sense. It just, and I think he's a bit of a knob. You know, he's like that. Oh, it's been against Rangers for years, and I'm like that. You've never even sat and watched a fucking Scottish game in your life, you prick. You know what I mean? It's like me going down and talking about, oh, it's been against Manchester United for years. I don't give a fuck about Manchester United. Nice Pepsi Max.
To be fair to you, though, with that, like, we can't really say anything about that because Lampard did the same. He was like, oh, I'm never playing for another English club again. Like, when he was at Chelsea, he's like peak at Chelsea.
Yeah.
Signed for City.
And he won the Premier League with City, didn't he?
Aye, I'm sure he did.
That wasn't that season, I don't think.
No, I think he did.
That was the season when we had. No, I think that was 2015. I think Chelsea won the league that year.
Oh yeah, under Conte.
No, 2015.
We had Bonnie. We bought Bonnie for 30 mil in January. It was that season, I think. Was that season or was it the season before?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
It was 2015, and we had him for a year.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it was Chelsea. Obviously, the year before Leicester won it. Yeah.
I think the most successful footballer in English history is actually Frank Lampard.
Most successful.
Aye, I think he is.
Yeah.
Won a European Cup. He's won 2 or 3 leagues. He's won a Club World Cup. He's won quite a fucking couple of trophies.
Yeah, true.
That's true. That is true. Yeah, you got a good point.
Well, I'm surprised we haven't mentioned this yet. We haven't mentioned this yet. But talking of good footballers, R.I.P. Maradona.
Aye.
Yeah, R.I.P.
God bless Diego Maradona.
All the English media, shut up, man. Like, English media all now would be handball over Shilton.
Oh,
Yeah.
30 odd years ago. Get over it.
So like,
yeah, innit.
they're so like one-angled and unfair. All that.
1986, right?
The guys died. The guys, died, and you're on about that.
And
really?
I seen it, and I was like, it was. I can't even remember where I seen it, and it was.
I bet there'll be a media boycott on that.
Wait, on what?
Yeah, it was in the Daily Mirror. It's on the front page.
It was everywhere.
Yeah, there'll be a boycott on the media then.
Aye, it's fucking.
I just don't understand it.
I mean,
yeah, people.
I seen something the other day about it. The day that he died, and it was how Diego Maradona cheated England at a World Cup, and I was like, get a fucking rest. That was 5 years ago nearly.
Yeah.
Like, get a fucking rest, man.
Obviously, we're English, but like we appreciate all the players that we had before, like Pele, Maradona, Cruyff, and the players we have now.
We're actually
Messi
trying to think of players that have died here.
Huh?
You're actually trying to think of players that have died here, and you're like, good players that have
not intentionally.
I mean, you've got it, right? You've got Diego Maradona, and it was a fucking fantastic player.
Yeah.
And he actually really liked it here in Scotland. He actually came to Celtic Park, and there's a picture of him with a Celtic strip like a hat. As if it was me holding up Henrik Larsson's tap that he just took off.
Have you seen that iconic photo where he's on the ball and there's like 6 players around him?
Yeah.
And he managed to go past all of them.
Oh man.
Even BBC is sharing that thing
Remember the
about
game?
Maradona.
Yeah, it was like,
Maradona.
where was VAR when needed most? I was like, bro.
I've actually got a very good picture of Maradona when he's here in Glasgow. It was back
Yeah,
in
BBC are joining the fucking club run as well.
Typical
BBC
BBC.
don't. Then again, BBC's always been fucking corrupt.
Aye, because it's British government.
Yeah.
It's a British media machine. It's a British propaganda machine.
Of course it is.
It can be so.
I mean,
No, but
At
the thing
one
is, like,
point-
obviously there was
at
that
one
goal,
point, Rupert
which was the
Murdoch-
goal of the hand of God.
He's the worst, Dan. He is the worst.
That's
Aye,
what I was just
Rupert
about to say,
Murdoch.
but everyone keeps talking over me. Rupert Murdoch was meant to be buying BBC.
Aye, but the British government wouldn't have sold that because they must have a platform to spout their shite, you know.
Yeah. But
But-
apparently, don't know how true it is, Murdoch's daughter has now been given a role. How
Maybe.
fucked up is that?
Probably.
She has,
I mean-
yeah. It's confirmed. She's
Yeah.
like she's either like chief executive or something like that. One of the top jobs.
But when you've got a father that's got plenty of money like Rupert Murdoch, you know, there's plenty of
Yeah.
doors going to get open for you. It's fucking gas.
Yeah, but the types of stories he reports on are just like really unsavory.
They really.
It's just
But didn't Murdoch
biased
get sold
media.
Sky? Hasn't he sold Sky as well?
No, he owns Sky.
Not anymore, he don't. Apparently, I was reading the other day, he sold
No,
it.
he sold Fox.
Eh?
Yeah, Fox.
Fox.
He sold Fox
Not
to
Sky.
Disney Pure.
Yeah, he sold Sky to Fox or some I don't know, hang on.
Yeah, but he
Oh, yeah.
owns Fox.
Right, hang on, I'll tell you it was. He's definitely sold Sky though.
We'll find out in a
He,
minute.
he owns like the News of the World, and Sky and the Fox Media Company come under that.
News of the
I think-
World doesn't exist anymore. News of the World went down the pan in 2011.
Well,
Here we go, right, I've got it.
Scandal.
On 26th of September 2018, Fox subsequently announced its intent to sell all of its shares in Sky PLC to Comcast. They sold it to Comcast.
Fair enough.
Is that not another one that has companies?
Yeah,
In
I
theory,
think I
Is it?
think it is anyway.
he's just sold his own company to himself.
No, CEO of no CEO.
Tax evasion.
listen,
Tax
listen.
evasion.
That reaction is amazing, Aaron.
It just
See-
that baffles the shite out of
See-
me.
Oh my God! Shut up a minute.
Shut up,
CEO of Comcast is Brian Roberts.
I bet that prick Rupert Murdoch's got a share in that. But Rupert Murdoch owned the Sun back in like 1989.
Oh, even get me started on that.
Sure, didn't he? That was when all that shite happened with the Hillsborough disaster. That was wrong.
That was the Sun. That wasn't him.
Aye, but I'm sure he owned the Sun.
Does he?
Well, he played a role in it. That's
Right. Yeah.
He definitely had a horn in
The
that.
Sun was the worst one for it though. The stuff that Sun came out with.
Honest to God.
We don't like the Sun either. Up here in Celtic Football Club, well, most of your fans don't like the Sun. No, that we see very
It's because
much of the fucking
they spread like lies and that. That's why.
It's
Yeah.
when you get people like Celtic and Liverpool, you get the proper working class, you know, they go to it and it's like pure close knit neighbourhoods and all that. You've got like Easterhouse and all that. That was pure shit working class. And when I say shit working class, before MD Easterhouse sees this, I have fuck all against Easterhouse. My gran stayed there for 40 years. My mum and dad came to Easterhouse. Easterhouse is fine. It was just met of the fact that it was like, it wasn't a lot of money in Easterhouse. It was like down here on the scale. And that was the type of people that went to like Celtic, went to all your clubs really. And that was the type of people that the Sun usually targeted. Anything for money, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like Cristiano Ronaldo. Do you know Juventus are supposed to be getting rid of him?
Yeah.
They can't afford his
I've heard
wages.
that.
They're actually
Neither
looking
can
at rid of
anyone
him.
in the world.
Yeah, Barca apparently agreed a wage cut to save loads of money because they're meant to be going into shit.
They haven't agreed it. They need to sort that out
But
because they've got like Messi, Griezmann.
Apparently it's been agreed.
do you know
Or something like in the back
Really?
room has been agreed with that.
you've got clubs like Barcelona and Real Madrid and all that? It's all like Spanish government controls all that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. It's tax related.
it's
I
all
think.
fucked. That's like the British government taking control of fucking Liverpool. You know what
But
I
to
mean?
be fair, they introduced a wage cap, didn't they?
I think they did, aye.
Oh, the Spanish La Liga, yeah.
So,
Aye, because look at the amount of fucking money Lionel Messi's on.
So I saw an article about that whole wage cap, Oscar, and it was like, so it was something about Leeds, and it was like how Leeds could benefit from the Spanish wage cap system. So obviously, it mentions the signing of Hernandez, Rodrigo, Llorente,
Yeah.
and they were listed like players they can get, like Leeds could like targets for Leeds from La Liga. I was like, what?
I suppose.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense because in the Premier League there's no wage cap and the players would automatically say, "Can I have more money?"
I think that's
Exactly.
I think that's I think that's where Andrew's coming from, because if you're in a country, say Scotland had a wage cap, 2 million, you're like, I think you get a big headed football that'll come up and go, I think
Footballers like they would take the wage cap obviously, but if an offer came through, like for example, like there's a player like Cucurella from
Getafe.
whatever, that one. He's been linked with Leeds. He's been linked with Leeds. And like, if he's in a wage cap at Getafe, he's a very good player, yeah. But if he's in a wage cap at Leeds, at Getafe, Leeds will have to pay him double the money.
Yeah.
Probably like lower transfer fee, probably because like players or like clubs want to sell to increase money to get better players to fit the wage cap.
Do you know? I think that's the very problem with English football. I think that's the thing that ruins world football, never mind just English football, but English football specifically. Moussa Dembele went to Lyon, right? What? 3-4 years ago?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
He only got bought fucking 4 years ago, so about 2-3 years ago he went. So he was meant to go to Chelsea. But he didn't want to go to Chelsea. And I knew he wasn't going to sign for Chelsea. And when he came back up, he put the funny tweet up. It was, you've seen it, the Wolf of Wall Street, he's standing like that, so I'm not fucking leaving. That was what he put up onto Twitter. And I was reading all the speculation about it, like a couple of days and weeks before. They were talking about if he went to Chelsea, now he was only like 2021, he would have been on like £6 million they would have trebled his Celtic wages. And I
Without
look,
doubt, yeah.
if I was a footballer, which I could have been, but I'm no fucking Cristiano Ronaldo, you know what I mean? I'm not that lucky. I mean, if I was to play in Italy, say I was to play for Juventus or Inter Milan or some pish Roma, would you say Roma, right? So say I was to play for Roma and I was on fucking 7 million a year, which is a comfortable amount of money. And then Leeds United went, we'll treble the wages, we'll give you 21 million a year if you come and play forward for us. A lot of players would rip the horn off for that, but I don't know. Would you rip a team's horn off if they offered to double, treble, quadruple
If
your
I was right, this is what I've always been thought, because obviously I'm not in the shape to be a footballer. I was, but I'm not now. If I was a footballer, I wouldn't want to move out of England
No.
because I'm an awkward person anyway. So if I moved to another country, I just would not speak and I'd get uncomfortable in that area. So if I live in England, I'm comfortable with where my friends and my family are. I could just like go there. I might move clubs around England or stick with one club.
Yeah, but what about if you're going on that theory? What about if you were sent to somewhere like America? That still speaks English.
But the thing is, they don't really like the English out there anyway.
They have a different perception, don't they?
It's just I've thought of
I think what I'm all about there is the comfort, you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
the comfort of being at home and earning money, you know.
I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, true.
I mean, if I was a football player,
I would move abroad, but
I would love to play for Celtic.
Yeah, but it's like me and you, Oscar. We've both travelled a lot anyway, so we are used to that.
There's
it's like you know that saying, Dan, where you move where the money goes.
Yeah.
Like, if the money is offered somewhere else,
I don't.
Then you go there.
Just like he was in Spain for what, like 4 or 5 years, but doesn't speak a word of Spanish. That would be me if I moved. I would.
That's like Alfredo Morelos. I don't think Alfredo Morelos speaks English.
No, he doesn't.
He never when he gets interviewed, he's never speaking English, and I've never seen him speaking English. No, obviously.
Bielsa does that. Was quite funny because in one of the interviews Bielsa did, he spoke broken English, and then when he couldn't think of any English to say, or he's couldn't be bothered, he just went back to Argentinian.
That's Spanish. That's Spanish. They speak Spanish across most of South America.
Aaron's fault. This is recorded midnight. I'm tired. It's Aaron's fault.
So it is. It's not my fault my computer didn't work right. I mean, look at my picture. I'm like 6 minutes behind.
So, yeah, Bielsa was like speaking English, obviously with a translator next to him. And then he just didn't want to say anything in English or couldn't think of the word to say in English or anything. So just spoke Spanish and the translator had to translate him afterwards.
Yeah.
And I was watching it, I was like, bloody hell.
It's also like, are you comfortable speaking in that language? I kind of get that.
Yeah.
You know, it's all right to try, but
and this froze.
Before freeze. Shut up. Like, for example, with like if I was a footballer or anything like that, I would probably go to Germany because I've had experience speaking that language. But I wouldn't go to Turkey or Hungary or anything like that.
That's.
Let's not play the racist card.
I mean, I would be the same, but I mean, I can speak a few languages. I mean, it's like fucking. It might be like 1 or 2 sentences in like 7 languages, but the language I've had the most experience with is Spanish. So I would probably go to Barcelona or something because I'd be most comfortable there because I loved it there. But I wouldn't be so bothered being signed for an English club because you all speak English in there, and if on my days off or when I'm off, I can just come back up the road. It's only 2-3 hours.
True.
Which is where you're most comfortable, isn't it? But I mean, you've got players that you wonder. You look at players that are great players, they get signed, and you look at them and go, they're not playing right. Are they comfortable?
Yeah.
Because Patrick Bamford at Leeds, he's obviously comfortable where he is, you know.
Yeah.
He's a fantastic player. I still don't think that that's fair that he got offside for his horn being offside. That's bollocks.
Yeah, he was pointing where he wanted the ball to be crossed into. Offside.
That's so unfair.
Yeah,
I mean,
this
imagine
season.
going like that,
Yeah.
being offside.
No, but it's like, right. If we're talking about that, then can we just please speak about VAR? There's been loads of decisions where it's been like that, like literally on the line. Like Firmino's goal against who's the last play? 1-3-0.
I couldn't even tell you.
Liverpool last one.
Leicester.
Firmino's got Firmino. Like the ball was over the line, but a little bit of the ball, I think it was like 10 millimeters, was on it. No goal.
Is that game?
Yeah.
I was just like,
It's like that thing. Do you remember last 2 years ago when Mane scored? Mane hit the post twice, and John Stones cleared it off the line.
I do
Did you
remember
see how
that.
close that was?
That was a great day.
It was a great game, but did you see how close that was?
Mate,
that
we could have won the title with that.
Everyone said that won City the title. Everyone said that.
Yeah, that's technology and VAR. Like, you know.
I mean, it's what you're wanting is to prove that it could go over the line. But now that you've got VAR, you're like, this is fucking destroying our lives, man.
Like when we want VAR to like go on technology, but a ball could go in. No goal, didn't cross the line.
But see, the whole thing about VAR, it's a lot of shite.
Yeah.
Because regardless of what happens on the camera, it's still down to the referee's discretion.
Officially.
I want to talk about technology decisions and goals that shouldn't have been given. Oscar, you might remember this. In Germany a few years ago, Stefan Kiesling.
Yeah. Kiesling, yeah.
There was a Kiesling. There's a corner came in.
Goal, right?
He headed it. It went side netting, like just outside the goal on the post. It went through a hole in the goal and it looked like it went in. And the ref gave it. Everyone was like, no.
Given.
Yeah, the goal was given.
That.
Yeah.
Now that was insane.
Yeah, I was just thinking about it. I think I was watching the highlights of the game when it first came out. I was like, wait, that didn't go in, did it?
I mean,
yeah, but the referee straight away blew his whistle and gave the goal. So
yeah, because obviously it looked like it went in, didn't it? But like everyone could see it hit net.
It's not the same, right? But we had the defender up here who scored goals like a fucking striker, Tommy Gemmell, in the 60s and 70s, and he was fantastic, right? And I mean, he could hit a ball, put it that way. My granny says she remembers one game, he scored a belter of a goal, but he'd kicked the ball that hard, it burst the net. And the referee went like that, blew a whistle, went, that's a no goal. It says didn't go in, and again, my granny says Big Tam just went up to the back of the net, lifted it, and went, it's fucking burst the net. And that was quite similar to that.
Yeah.
Relatable story, but completely unrelatable.
I mean, the worst VAR decision this year was the one in the derby, Merseyside derby, when Sadio Mane is quite clearly behind the line, not even on the line, and the VAR goes, you know what? That's a no goal.
Aye.
No, it was. Do you know what it was?
How do you explain that in the match report?
His hairline was offside.
I think the decision by VAR this season is that Patrick Bamford decision. That is stupid.
No,
You've seen the match?
right.
Did you see the Man United decision as well?
Aaron,
Sorry, Oscar.
Aaron, if you look back on the Mane decision, right, Mane wasn't even on the line. He was behind the line. With Bamford, his arm was behind the line.
I know.
Like,
Did you guys see the
it's hands down the worst decision. I'm sorry. Like,
Oscar, did you see that? The Man United decision.
what, the one where they retook the penalty?
No, it was just before that. It was when West Brom had the ball. Was it West Brom? Yeah, West Brom had the ball.
Yeah.
And Hernandez booted the West Brom attacker or defender, or whatever.
He
West
tripped
Brom
him up,
player.
right?
He tripped him up. Nothing was given. I was like, fam, he's trying to go for the ball, missed the ball, got kicked his
Where's
leg,
VAR?
and then straight away, he had to go down the other end, get a penalty, miss it, gets a retake, and then Bruno Fernandes scores it.
Now, good question.
Andrew.
No, I'm pretty sure all English football clubs have got it right in the Premier League.
Andrew,
And you go down.
do you remember the one in the Championship where the VAR did it as a no whatever it was, and then he came out 2 weeks later from Tottenham and said that he had handballed it?
Champions League, and yes, please don't remind me.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. Oh,
Imagine that, but imagine
Llorente, right?
That one.
so much.
Dan, there was that one. And then there was the one we had in was it the league?
Against Tottenham.
Yeah, it was a corner, and Laporte handled it. Well, it came off his arm, went to Jesus, he took it past a defender and slotted it in. And, yeah.
I mean, are you drinking Carlsberg?
No, I'm drinking
Doesn't even know
Lynx.
what you're drinking.
Lynx Pilsner.
The fuck is that?
Probably an Aldi
Okay, that's a new one on me.
Carlsberg.
No, as I was saying there, just before I go into my next bit, you all know that English clubs in the English Premier League all have VAR.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how much VAR costs?
I've noticed the VAR firsthand, you know.
What did you say?
I've watched VAR happen in real life when obviously like a couple of years ago when I went to go see City versus Spurs in the league. It was when Phil Foden scored his first ever Premier League goal. And we were sort of like right near the front where the goal pretty much happened.
2.7 million.
Huh?
I mean, in football terms, that's fuck all. But, you know.
Aye, to the English Premier
Like,
League.
yeah, Foden's goal went in. And everyone was like, yeah, get in there, lads. Get the fuck in there, lads. But literally, like 5 seconds after we were celebrating, everyone went quiet looking at VAR because we knew the last 2 times we played Spurs before that game,
That's not going to happen.
we'd been messed over by VAR.
Mm.
Oh.
And then the crowd started chanting, "Where the fuck is VAR? Where?" And all that stuff. And then when it came up on the screen saying VAR, everyone was like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, like, no, not this again,
Wow,
please."
dear.
And it said, VAR decision, goal, Man City 1-0. I was like, yeah, yes! I
See,
was
I
like, well,
think that
me
is...
and my mates were like, there was nothing to that goal to make it a VAR. It was a corner, no, it was a cross, it was headed in. Nothing of that was just deemed to be VAR, but it still was a VAR.
See, VR can help, but it can also spoil the games.
Yeah.
But it
No,
does.
Yeah.
no.
I feel sorry
remember-
for the fans inside the stadium because
I remember I was watching a Nations
the
League game last
experience-
year, England versus Netherlands, I think. And we were in a pub in Harrogate, and like obviously we were watching the game. I think we were 2-1
I was with
down.
you. Yeah, it was at your old work.
Yeah, we were down, and we were sat there, and England scored, and literally me, I think you, Dan, George, like everyone like ran out of six, like celebrating. Only to find out it was offside.
I've
So we
been
were like,
there.
So we were like, what the fuck? No, why? It ruins games. When it does that, it ruins games.
I've
Like, it just
been
makes
there.
like.
but imagine for the people who were actually there, like who are actually in the stadium. Imagine that.
Exactly.
You're celebrating, your bloody arse off, and then next minute, VAR, no goal. This
I
now.
was there.
It ruins games when it does that.
I was at the Celtic Molde game where we got 2 offside goals. And we'd celebrated when the 2 goals went in, and my Uncle Chris is like, flag, fucking lines were stoned like that. I was like, fuck off.
Yeah.
We all went nuts, and then we're like, oh, bastard.
Legit, like
I mean, you can live with that, but if it's on a screen and it says VAR after you've celebrated,
Aye, this was, that was when I turned 18, that game. So, that's 5 years ago. It's a long time ago, motherfucker.
You're old, that's why. No.
Shut up, arsehole. You'll be my age one day.
Yeah, and then you'll be.
And you'll be
a lot
older than
older.
me then anyway.
Then you'll be Asian.
Get it right up the lines. I would say wiseness comes with age, but I'm wiser than you cunts, but I'm not that fucking wise anyway.
Debatable.
What did you say?
Debatable. At least some of us know how to use technology.
Shut up, Daniel. I actually needed an update. So it's not my fault, right? It didn't tell me it needed an update.
Are we
Joe-
now blaming
Joe
the host of this
Joe
program?
Yeah,
Still
we
doesn't
are.
take 40 years.
No.
We're now on
Dan
this
is.
program because I can't
Dan's
be
blaming the host.
The host can't even boot up a laptop properly.
It's like watching my fucking. I would say it's like watching my granda try to put up a laptop, but my granda's dead, so it kind of would be as well. Probably no fucking help. But my dad's there, and my dad helped me, and I'm here, and we're doing this. So speak no more about it. Shut up, Daniel. You're bad.
Oh no.
No, I mean VAR, as we were saying there. They were talking about it. Obviously, we've got. This is a bit like what do you call it? I can't make so much fucking noise. You've got the Fitbaw phone up here called Clyde One Super Scoreboard, and it's quite a good program to listen to on the radio, and quite a lot of people phone in and give quite valid opinions, and one of them was VAR's never going to work up here because no people want it, but we're going to hate it if it comes up. And then I learned at that point it's probably increased now for the price. VAR per stadium at that point was £250,000 a stadium. I was like, what? That's a lot of fucking money. I
Yeah,
was
but
like,
in football terms, that's fuck all.
it's still quite a lot of money. 250 grand, well, to us is obviously fucking a fortune. But to clubs, to bigger clubs, it's no. But when you look at smaller clubs, say
True.
Ross County, there's only like fucking 300 people or something staying up in Dingwall. So you're sitting going, is it worth it? But nah, it's not worth it.
I mean, I remember when Millwall played Everton, and in Millwall's ground they didn't have VAR, and Millwall ended up winning that game because they scored with a handball. Because there's no VAR, that goal stood.
I'm not a fan of
Like-
Millwall, to say the least.
Oi,
But
Millwall
because
fans,
they
you
couldn't afford it.
find out where Aaron lives and beat him up for saying that.
I'm not a fan of many people. Everybody knows I'm obviously. You can see my decoration. I'm not a Rangers fan, but I'm not going to be unfair and say, "Oh, Rangers have been shite this season. They're 11 points clear." They have had at least a penalty a game, which is dodgy, but they are playing well otherwise. I'm not an Everton fan either. I've never really took a massive interest in football. But I've
Neither am I,
always
but you have to point these things out, right? So,
I
you
do
know.
like Liverpool. Douglas and all that went there, and Van Dijk's went there. I have always liked Liverpool, the both clubs. I think both their cities, Glasgow and Liverpool, share common characteristics, quite maritime cities.
Yeah, a history.
Quite similar history that way. Whereas fucking Andrews, like, I come from fucking Darlington.
Huh?
I don't know.
Oh, quick question. Does anyone know what the most expensive football stadium is?
Probably Spurs'.
It's probably been a World Cup stadium.
It's either Spurs' new one or, World Cup one.
That's a lot of money that Tottenham
Nope.
Hotspur stadium, but I don't think
Nope.
it's the most expensive.
Nope. It's Sophie Stadium.
What?
Sophie Stadium.
Sophie. Yep, in America.
Aye, because it'll be an American football stadium,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was 4.9 billion.
Jesus.
Point
What?
goes to Aaron. Point goes to the host.
Yes. I mean, that's a lot of fucking money, isn't it? It only
Yeah.
cost 40 million to build.
Yeah.
It was open this year as well.
Man.
My God, that thing must be kitted out to fuck.
Yeah.
4.9
Picture
billion.
of it.
What? You know, football's
Yeah.
a mad thing.
I mean, I thought it was Spurs' stadium as well, to be fair.
I will look
Because
at
they have, like,
Yeah, that's like $1 billion, I think. Yeah, something like that.
which is mad.
It's quite
Yeah,
sad.
it's quite nice.
It's quite sad to go. I was quite sad when they get rid of White Hart Lane, which is weird. As somebody who doesn't actually like a lot of English football, I was quite sad to see White Hart Lane go. I thought it was quite
I
a.
don't really have an opinion on it, to be honest. Like,
White Hart
it's-
Lane was about 120-year-old. It needed to go.
It was old, but it was a good stadium. I liked seeing it, and obviously they took it down.
It was like Celtic Park. Celtic Park was needing to be done because people were saying 90,000 people could get into Celtic Park, and that was stunning. That wasn't seated. That was stunning, and that was just a big fucking oval. And when fans were bouncing, you're
Aaron, I just sent you a picture of it. It's quite a big stadium, isn't it? That's Sophie Well.
Is that what it just said? Downloading photo, like it's like one of the ones Daniel sent an attachment. People are sitting clicking. It's a fucking prank. Fuck me, man. That's,
Yeah.
wow,
Jesus.
that is big. I mean, I don't get why they call American football football. I think America's the only country that can create football and play it with the horns. How does that work? You know?
Yeah.
But I mean, that's what I was going to do. I was going onto my phone there to look. This weekend's games, which were predictions to end the programme, which were predictions for this weekend's game? And everybody has that. They've all frozen. Shit. Shit. I think you might have to end this.